Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So I better hurry up, girl. I asked what this conversation was going to be about, and what I heard is moving forward with all of your power. It's time to move forward with your power intact. Time. Oh, I didn't set up the TikTok. That's just too bad, isn't it? That's just too bad, TikTok. You're playing games with me. All right. Oh, Lord. I dropped the cards. Okay, let's see where this is headed. Let's see, okay. Oof, Lordy. Lord. Here goes, guys. Let me just get a few cards from here. Upside down mindset. There's a little bit of an upside down mindset factoring in here. We'll see what it means. We shall see. Okay. Here goes. Here goes. Let me just be nosy first. What is this? Who is this? Okay. Nobody. Okay, here goes. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So there's an intense process that's kicked off for those who are ready to get to a point of personal power that will completely change your life. So first and foremost, cycles. Again, there is a cycle that's being initiated. It was already started by you. You made a decision regarding something, and it set off a massive, massive shift within your auric field, within your template, within your destined path. Okay, so you were heading down one way, now you're heading down another way. Now, your destined path is still going to end up exactly where you're destined to end up, but the pathway, that's what's shifted. So something has shifted. You're moving forward with all of your power. You're no longer allowing these games. That's important. To no longer allow games is important. Actually, I think this needs to be seen on TikTok. Oh my goodness. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Let me just. Okay. Doesn't like you, that he wants to be you. Okay. I don't know what is playing on TikTok. Let me just get out of all of this. Oh, okay. Okay. So let's see. Collective read. Let me put this over here because that's gonna make me feel weird. Oh, I should have just listened to Soul. Soul said I needed to go on my phone for TikTok. I was like, no, that's what TikTok gets. I said, no, absolutely not. I'm mad at TikTok. Yo, let me just take a deep breath. Let me take a deep breath because nobody better play any games with me on TikTok because let me tell you, my hair's sticking up. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Whatever, TikTok. So there's a lot that's happening, right? And whatever this is that's happening, it's something that's shifting the trajectory of you. It is shifting what is happening with you. The more you allow these shifts to occur, the more you allow the changes in the way you respond, the way you react, the way you do all the things that need to be done, the better your life becomes. the better your life becomes. Why is that? Well, because you're no longer willing to allow yourself to repeat the same cycles. You have to make sure you stop these cycles from reoccurring. Whatever these cycles are, they're not in your best interest anymore. If you're going to choose the cycles over again, then fine, choose it. That's up to you. But just know it's no longer in your best interest. Now, fertility, creation. This is about you allowing yourself to consciously create the very types of circumstance that will take you exactly where you need to go, into a space of acknowledging what's not balanced, right? Because there's a lack of balance right now. You're going to be correcting that for those who are ready to. For those who are not ready to, you are absolutely free to process this period in whatever way you choose. Okay, whatever way you choose. Just know whatever imbalance you have that's left unacknowledged. I like to make a lot of fitness type of analogies in case you guys haven't noticed. When you have a muscle imbalance, when you have a misaligned joint, when you have misaligned bones, and you continue to work out and you continue to lift, it's not going to correct that imbalance. It's going to further solidify the imbalance. Your muscles will be strengthened to hold that injury in place. So, if you're not going to recognize the ways in which you have imbalance in your life right now, all of this shadow work, this whatever inner child work, these different types of things that we're told we need to do by people who really don't know what process we're in, they're just guessing. Only you know the process that you're in. You're going to further solidify whatever that wound is, whatever that imbalance is. There are people who can help. They can facilitate your ripening understanding of yourself. But if you want to move forward with all of your power intact, you have to use that power. You have to use that power. You have to exercise your authority over yourself. And to not do that, to not exercise your authority over yourself, is to give your power away and then wonder why you feel exhausted, why you feel weak, why you feel unsure of yourself within your own life. A lot of the reason you don't feel capable is because you have yet to use your full potentiality, your full capacity. So, if I never stepped into that space of testing what my full capacity is, I would continue to exist in a space where I doubt what I can actually do. Case in point, one time we were working out. My husband and I were at the gym, and he is like literally 100 or so pounds heavier than me. He's a big dude. And it was a thing of he was doing cable rows. So that's where you stand and you row, you row, you row, right? And he was doing, I don't know, he was doing a heavy weight. I think he was doing like 150, 170 pounds rowing. And I was joking around at first, and I was like, dare me, tell me I can't do the whole rack, right? Because the whole rack is 200 pounds. And he goes, no, you can't. You're going to hurt yourself, because I do have a history of back injury. And because he said, no, I couldn't, I was like, motherfucker, scoot over. I scoot over, right? And so he scooted over. He's like, you're going to hurt yourself. And I told myself, no, I'm not. I know proper form. I know what I can handle. If I can't handle the weight right from the very start where I pull the slack, then I'm not pulling it. I'm not dumb. So, and that was an internal conversation I had with myself. I went ahead and I pulled it. Easy peasy. 200 pounds. And I rode 15 of that. Very easy. I could have kept going. I could have added more weight. But I proved my point. I could take that whole rack. No injury, no nothing. As a matter of fact, my muscles liked it. And he looked at me. He's like, scoot over. So I did. And he did it. I was like, see, you're not even pushing yourself. Sometimes it takes you being challenged either by yourself, by life circumstance, or by an individual because they have genuine concern. If you can show up for yourself, you can begin to see what you're actually capable of, right? You can begin to see that. Leg presses, I maxed out at 14 plates, 14 45-pound plates, because that's what the machine at the gym I was going to could handle. And I figured that was my max until I joined another gym that could handle something like 18 plates. No, it could handle, yeah, maybe about 18 plates. Apparently, I can leg press over 900 pounds. Over 900 pounds. I could probably do more than that if I stay on track with stretching and making sure all of my imbalances are addressed. That means the little external rotation of my leg that needs to be corrected. See, it's the little things in life that become a huge thing if you don't address it right then and there. Case in point, years ago, I gave much of my power away when I continued to allow a specific individual to message me inappropriately. All hours of the day, I allowed it. I'm not saying I deserved it. I'm not saying I initiated it or provoked it. I allowed it. That was the only thing that I did wrong. I allowed. I did not correct. And that absolutely snowballed into a full-blown criminal case, civil suit, and all kind of just stupidity. So this time, you come at me inappropriate, you message me things that are inappropriate subject matter, speaking about my kid. I don't even care what your intention is. I will squash that like that. No, and it will come directly from me. That is me exercising my power, holding my authority over myself in my hands, and consciously choosing how I will wield my power over myself. I can't control other people. But if you show me that you don't respect the boundary that I've communicated to you, you're fucking out. You're out, and I'm not apologetic. Why? Because we have to let go of the program where we apologize for understanding what we deserve, what makes us comfortable and uncomfortable. Staying silent is giving your power away. Talking too much is giving your power away. Knowing how to move through your life, when to speak, how to speak, your candor as you speak, that's powerful. That is you moving forward with all of your power intact. You have to allow the healing to take place. If you don't allow this healing to take place, you will not be manifesting the changes, these stepping stones that are necessary to get to the other side of your fear. Right? A what? A cutout bodysuit? No, stop. I don't wear cutout bodysuits. I don't. I wear clothing that's up to my wrists. Sensory problems. Okay. So you need to shift what's happening within your foundation. Your foundation is something that really, for most people, regardless of your age, your foundation has a tendency to have been formed by someone else. When you were a child, someone else was making these decisions for you. Someone else was choosing the program that you would have running through your field, right? Someone else was choosing all of this for you. So what do you need to do now? Well, you need to see which programs still work and which ones don't. And then the ones that don't, you need to get rid of them or put them off to the side and choose new programs, new cycles. If you can do this by spring, your abundance is going to come through. We're almost to spring. We're already in April. When does spring start? May? Start of spring 2025. Let's see. Oh, what? We're already in spring. It started in March. Ooh, so this is in quick succession. Oh, okay. 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 We're already there. Holy shit. That changes everything. That changes everything. This needs to happen quickly. The changes will happen quickly. You have to double down and you have to stay focused. So, this is telling me that for some of you, there's going to be something, there's going to be someone, there's going to be a mirror or a reverberation of some type of drama that you really didn't need. One of the ways you squash that is to be very, very committed to what you decide. Very, very committed to what you decide. And y'all need to be careful when it comes to money, because there will be certain things that will involve money. And if you're not paying attention, you're not going to realize that someone is trying to use money, dangling it in your face to try and breach your space. So, random hypothetical thing, like for me, I offer services, right? It could present as like someone purchasing large quantities of services and now they feel like they own me. I've had that happen in the past, like years back, like purchasing large numbers. Unsolicited purchasing is, it's not me telling you like, oh, you need this and you need this, and you're just doing what I'm recommending, right? It's a thing of purchasing and purchasing, huge, huge purchases. And then suddenly, after several months of doing that, their energy and their approach to me shifts. It's like, now I own you. I've spent X amount of dollars on these things, so you owe me. And it's like, no, you purchase services. Those services were rendered. There's nothing owed. Okay. You have to take that stance. Be careful of who you allow to help you during this period. You guys know who is helping because they genuinely care. You also know who is helping because they're trifling in the way they move. Trifling in the way they move. Their help comes with strings. Be careful. Okay. Some will also use this need that we all have to feel as though we belong, right? Belonging. So maybe this is a thing where you've been in a space of isolation for a prolonged period, and now you have a new friend. They're inviting you to go out. They're making you part of their friend group. You're very grateful, which, that's a lovely thing to have someone invite you and make you feel like you belong to something when you've experienced a prolonged period of feeling like you don't belong to anything, right? So that's something that can really touch deeply in the heart. But then the moment you don't do what they say, the moment you don't share their thoughts, their stance on something, the moment you don't back them up when their behavior is like toxic, uh-oh, yikes. I hope that doesn't happen for any of you, because that's like a really yucky situation. It's a really, really yucky situation. I think part of the message is making sure that you continue to own yourself and your journey, making sure that you're not doing things and agreeing to things simply because you feel obligated to, because someone was nice to you, because you feel like you need to show your friendship and gratitude by agreeing to things that don't resonate. I think one of the most beautiful ways and most powerful, most efficient ways to witness whether your connection is genuine or whether it has covert or ulterior motives is by openly sharing in a non-combative way that you disagree. Yeah. Some of the closest people to me, they will tell me like, I don't think so. And I don't think you should. Right. I was feeling better Thursday and Friday. So I was like, I'm going to go to the gym on Saturday, yesterday. And then I worked until I think like 2 a.m. on Friday night. And yeah, my circle was like, no, you shouldn't go to the gym. You should let yourself have the weekend to rest. And I was like, I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. Yeah, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should. It doesn't mean you should. My chiropractor said that I needed to get back in the gym because the imbalances were starting to take hold. And I know when those type of things happen, I get injured far worse. Part of the reason why I'm not injured so bad, well, it was bad, but it could have been much worse, is because my muscles were still very strong. Now they're not so strong. So it's only a matter of time. But I'm tired. So I rested. And I rested. I paused to reconsider the decision to ignore my need to rest. Because why? Because my inner circle was telling me, I don't think you should. At least not yet. At least not yet. You need to take it slow. I do. I need to take it slow. So that's what I'm going to do. Sometimes all we need is a reminder from the people who love us, the people who we trust. And these reminders are not dictation. They're not dictating to you what you should do. They're not trying to shame you as they know, as though they know you better than you know yourself. I'm always very cautious of someone who tries to present things as though they know me, my journey, and my needs more than I do. I'm always extremely cautious of that type of connection. Like a complete stranger trying to act as though they know your needs more than you do. Hey, just because you don't want to address your needs doesn't mean you don't know what those needs are. You absolutely know what your needs are. Oftentimes, you just don't want to address it, right? You don't want to acknowledge it because it feels weak, feels like a weakness. It's not. It is so ridiculously powerful to address your needs with no apologies. That doesn't come from a place of rebellion. This is what I'm being told right now. It doesn't come from a place of rebellion. It comes from a space of acknowledgement of how powerful your authority over yourself actually is. And I think maybe my soul is speaking to me directly with that message because I like to view it, and I'm going to correct my view at this point. I like to view it as I just get really rebellious. When people tell me I can't do something, I'm like, watch me, motherfucker. Watch me, motherfucker, with a hard R, hard R. Right? But here's the thing. Am I rebelling or am I simply stepping into my full power and authority over myself and making a decision regardless of who's telling me what to do? Because for many of us, the way we love is by showing our loyalty, by allowing someone to have a say over us, by allowing someone to feel powerful in our presence by way of dictating to us. Dictating to anyone is not love. I don't even dictate to my kids. One of my kids had been playing video games a little too much, right? He was prioritizing video games over eating. This one specific day, he has a tendency to really wait too long to eat, right? So we like to give them autonomy. He's old enough to know when he's hungry and when he's not. But it was what time in the day already? He hadn't eaten breakfast. And my husband had cooked and had told him, hey, food is cooked. He's like, okay, give me a minute. Like an hour goes by, 30 minutes to an hour goes by. He's still on the damn video game. And I noticed he hasn't eaten. And I'm like, hey, did you eat already? He's like, no, give me a minute. And I said, okay, do I need to start voicing my opinion regarding video games? And he said, no, Mom. He finished off what he was doing and he went to go eat. I'm not going to dictate to you. And if I need to start lecturing you, there is a problem there. That is a lack of responsibility for your autonomous existence. You're at an age where you know exactly what you need to do. You know what your body needs. Your acupuncturist told you. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, right? I don't lecture my kids. I don't like to. Why? Because they need to be autonomous. They need to experience autonomy. They are separate from me. I will always shield, I will always provide, I will always protect, nurture, and love. But they are their own person. How old is my kid? Old enough to know better than to prioritize video games. Old enough. Absolutely old enough to know. And my kids are extremely fucking intelligent. Like extremely intelligent. So they don't need to be lectured. Part of the reason why they can step into their extreme intelligence is because this is how I've always been. I don't tell you not to do something unless it's going to immediately harm you, especially if you're not yet at an age where you understand the consequence of what you're about to select. Right? So even as toddlers, I tell them, have you considered the consequences of what you're going to do? As long as you know the consequences, you're the one that's going to live through that, right? You want to climb on the couch and jump off of it? Okay, you know what might happen, right? You might get hurt. Is it worth it? And the choice is yours. And it's not to scare them. It's to get them to think, is it worth it? Is it worth it? When was the last time you paused to think if it was worth it? Whatever it was you're about to decide. Is it worth it? Have you considered the causation and effect of your decisions? What are the potential outcomes for what you're selecting? I think about that for everything. What happens if I allow this or that to continue? Well, I've lived through something like that before. Okay. I'm seeing that behavior. That's how that other thing started with that other person. It started just like that, the violation of my sovereign boundaries. Okay. No, I don't want that again. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put a fucking stop to it, is what I'm going to do. You're going to hear from me, and you're going to hear me in a blunt manner. No, I do not give consent for that continuation, for that to continue. I don't give consent. And if you're going to continue, there's going to be consequences. And every time you continue, the consequence increases until it gets to a point where the juice is not worth the squeeze. Leave me the fuck alone. And I've learned. It's taken me a long time to learn, but I've learned the gravity of moving forward with all of your power. What does that mean? To move forward with all of your power is to not apologize for knowing what you need and the ways in which the awareness of that need is being disregarded. Okay. I told you what I need. I told you this boundary. I told you about my safety and my comfort. You disregarded it. You are not someone who needs to be allowed near me. Why? Because I don't need to pretend that your behavior is okay. I don't need to put myself in another box when I've done nothing but exist in boxes for people. How has that helped me to grow? It's done nothing but confine me my entire life. So now I'm no longer willing to be confined. I will not tell you my opinion of you, because everyone's entitled to their opinion of how others make them feel. I don't need to tell you, like, I think you're fucking inconsiderate. I think you're fucking crazy. I think you're this. I think you're that. I don't need to do any of that. If I voice a need and you are aware of that need and you disregard it, walking away, closing that door, deadbolting it shut. And some people might tell you, like, you shouldn't listen to me when I say these things because that's immature. No, it's called emotional maturity. It's called emotional intelligence. Sitting and waiting for someone who has already shown you their complete disregard of your needs, sitting and waiting for them to change, to accommodate your needs. Excuse my bluntness, but that's utter fucking stupidity. That's how you get caught up in shit you don't need to experience. That's how you get people treating you poorly and you left feeling and wondering, why does this always happen to me? I'm already telling you why. But it's up to you if you want to be honest with yourself or not and see how you allow. And for some, you even invite. I was one of the ones that used to invite that. I used to invite that in by being excessively nice because that came from my own insecurity, right? I used to move through my life extremely insecure about my proper place. So I would overgive, I would be overly present, overly generous with myself, my time, my energy, my gifts. I would just be extra, 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 thinking that it would encourage people to love me, to see that I am a good person. No. The people who you're trying to convince, those behaviors simply confirm for them that you would make, hold on, let me just fix this, that you would make a phenomenal target because you won't fight back. There's no consequences for whatever they do to you. Yeah, I learned that the hard way too. I will no longer fragment myself, right? Fragmentation is one hell of a thing. When you fragment yourself, when you partition yourself and partition yourself and partition yourself just for the sake of keeping the peace, right? Because you make people feel uncomfortable. I've learned this, and I hope it empowers those who really need to be empowered at this point. Excuse me. When I keep the peace, because I'm making certain people feel uncomfortable with my existence. The people who are uncomfortable with my existence and my presence are people who are accustomed to getting their way and dominating others, and no one has fucking corrected them this entire time. No one has been able to correct them. And then they see me, someone who they can't do that to, and it offends them. It offends them, so they involve other people because they think safety in numbers, except that's what I've had my entire life, so I literally don't give a fuck. If you involve the entire motherfucking internet in your attempt to bully me, I will just keep right on. I just keep right on. Oh, it went from 3 people mad at me to now 15, to now hundreds, to now thousands. Who the fuck are y'all? Who the fuck are y'all to me? Do you know me? Do you know my history? Do you know what I've been through? Do you know how much I've given? Do you know how much? No? Okay, shut the fuck up. You have no say in my life. That's my stance now. That is now my stance. And I'm not going to apologize for having that stance because it's taken me tremendous heartache, heartbreak, full-blown cyberbullying for me to finally understand I never deserved that. I invited that by trying to be nice. And I need to embrace that I'm naturally kind. Kindness is not being nice. Kindness is truth, transparency, and integrity. And you'll have a lot of people try and tell you that I'm just a crazy bitch. I can be if you want me to be. You invite me enough times, I don't know. Maybe I will take you up on your invitation and be that crazy bitch. Usually I'm just like, no, thank you. You're kind of boring me. I'm out. Usually. Just depends. It depends. It depends what I feel like doing because no one's going to tell me what to do. Moving forward with all of your power, some things need to be addressed head on. Other things you need to know that's just some petty bullshit. To rise. My internet went out for a second. My internet went out for a second, right? So it's time to bring things to a conclusion, right? Bringing things to a conclusion. What is that about? What are you needing to conclude? Give me 1 second. There's some weirdness afoot. Un momento, por favore. Just need to check things out. I need to. Yeah. Let us see. Okay. Okay. We can let that ride for now. Feeling trapped, right? Trapped. Trapped. Are you trapped? Do you know how smart a corvid is? That's a corvid. You know what a corvid is? It's a type of bird. They're smart AF. Are you trapped or have you confined yourself? What is it? Because when you place yourself in the cage, I know it's totally Shrek. When you place yourself in the cage and then you lock the door to the cage, I would not say you're trapped, because if you know how to lock it, then you either know how or can figure out how to unlock and open that door. So, what are you doing in that cage? Are you allowing yourself to remain in a cage because the world is scary to you? Maybe the world is scary for you because you haven't flexed yet. So there's this one gym that I go to that is just like a whole bunch of like, it's primarily like elders, like senior citizens, elders, and it's super chill. There's hardly anyone goes there at the time that I go. And it's a really peaceful place. And then there's this other gym that I go to where it's all like the meatheads and the people on gear and the highly competitive, petty ass females, half naked in their stuff. Hey, if you feel comfortable, wear whatever the hell you want. That's none of my business. Right. And so the people that I go to the gym with, they love the first gym with elders because it's just chill. The second gym, they don't feel so comfortable there. And I'm kind of like, why? Because people will look at you and judge you at that second gym. And when people look at me and judge me, I basically tell myself they're probably trying to figure out why my form is so good. Hey. Hey. Yeah. I've had females, and I don't believe anymore that all females are toxic. I believe there are toxic females and males in the groups that that exist, but I don't believe everyone is toxic. So I've had toxic ass females at that second gym look at me, and you can tell because I'm fluffy. I haven't actually gone through a cut yet. So I'm fluffy. I'm 46 fucking years old. It's like competition is still far out. Like, you never seen someone bulk. And they'll look at me and, they'll kind of like adjust their boobs, and then they'll like adjust their pant waistband to like better showcase their abs. Like, good for you, babe. Good for you. But you see, my workout and your workout is different, right? You see that? There's no competition here. I'm not doing this for aesthetics. I'm not intimidated. And I'll just continue with my workout because your issues is not mine to deal with, mitigate, or even pay attention to. Unless you make it my problem, it's not my problem. And if you're going to make it my problem, we both going to have a problem. And that's just that. Right? So there's this one girl at the second gym who has watched me. She had been watching me for weeks on end. And I'm just like, okay, now you're starting to get irritating. Whatever. You're still not my problem though. Let me focus on what I'm doing. And then one day I show up because I have a pink backpack. It's a pink rucksack. It's a baby pink rucksack because hey, pink. And this girl has never shown up to the gym with any type of bag, right? And she'd just be watching me, follow me through the gym. That's fine. Follow me. You're a fan now. You're a fan now. I still don't give a fuck. And then one day she shows up with a damn near identical pink backpack. And I'm like, see, I told you, you're a fan. Do you want me to train you? Do you want me to? Let me know. It'd be less awkward than you following me around. If you want me to share the workout that I have for myself, I'll let you know. I'll let you know how many reps, how many sets, which to do what day. I'll share that with you. I have no problem with it. But if you're going to be a total asshole to me because you want that information, then I'm going to have to charge you. Because then I'm not doing it as a kind-hearted person who just likes to share. Then it's a service, and you're going to have to pay for that. You want my physique? Because I know she's been paying attention to how much I'm building. You're going to have to pay for that if you're going to be an asshole. Because then I'm not going to be a kind, generous person. That's a service at that point. Moving forward with all of your power. Knowing that you shouldn't just give everything away just to prove you're nice. I don't want someone like that as my friend. Someone who's competitive. That would be a frenemy. Yeah. Oh, and let me tell you, I seen this girl watching me from across the gym, like breaking her neck to watch me. Like, babe, if you want to know what I'm doing, just come up and ask. Just come up and ask. I don't think I'm the shit. Just come up and ask. I had someone who had been staring at me from another machine, and it was someone who clearly had just started their gym journey. And I didn't say anything. I just kept right on with my exercise. I was doing stuff with landmines. And then she, in the middle of my set, stands right by me. So I stop what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm sorry. Are you waiting for this machine? And she's like, no, I'm very new to the gym and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but what are you doing? And I was telling her they're curtsy landmines. They work your glute med. And if you want kind of like a rounded development to your glutes, this would be a really good way to do it. And she goes, oh, I said, yeah, but you have to be careful of your knee placement. You have to be careful of your back. You have to make sure that you don't hurt yourself. If you go to social media, just look up the term curtsy, B stance curtsy landmine. And there's tons of videos. She goes, oh, I said, yeah, it's easy. I like the way it grows, not just my glutes, but my hamstrings. It keeps my hamstrings active. And she goes, oh, I said, yeah, you'll carve out your butt with that. She goes, thank you. I said, yeah, anytime. It's no biggie. It's no biggie. See, being apologetic for understanding your boundaries. No more. No more. No more, no more, no more. Now, do I need to go up to that girl and be like, why are you looking at me? You got a problem with me? No, that's a waste of my time. She clearly has a problem with herself. I just happen to be the one she's fixated on at the moment. I'm sure in the weeks that I haven't been to the gym at all, she's become fixated on someone else. You see, people like that, that's how they are. Never had anything to do with you. That is how they move through life. When you waste your time, your energy, your effort, and your spiritual fuel to address and correct and teach every single last one like that, you'll go nowhere in life. You really won't, because you'll be too exhausted. And no, you're not doing the Lord's work doing that. You're simply feeding the wild critters that belong in the wilderness. So stop. Stop. Have you ever listened to the way you talk to yourself when someone like that is near you? Normally, because I am fluffy, right? I still have maybe like 25 pounds or so of fluff. I'm just very marshmallowy, squishy, as my child would say, squishy, squishy. Normally, as women, when someone who's more fit than you at the gym starts staring at you, you feel insecure. Not me. Stare at me all you want. Like, girl, take a picture. Take a picture. Why are you so pressed by my presence? Why are you so pressed? Like, stop. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. That's me staying in my power. What someone else is going through has nothing to do with me. They might be fixated on me, but it's not because of me. It's because they have an issue within them, and my presence is triggering their awareness of that. That's for them to work out. I listened to myself over the years, talking to myself in response to how others potentially receive me. I'm not going to be mean to myself anymore. For what? So that mean people who don't give a shit about me can feel more comfortable in their bullying of me? No, absolutely not. If you got a problem with me, don't come around. Don't look in my direction. I told you guys about that guy, right? That old man who tried to like get real aggressive in his communication with me at the gym like months ago. Right? He tried to bully me. He tried to tell me what equipment I can and cannot use and how I should work out and that I'm inconsiderate and that I hog everything. Except he didn't know. He thought I was new. He didn't know I've been going to that gym for how many fucking years? 6 days a week, 3.5 hours every single time. And he joined while my rib was first injured, so he hadn't seen me. And he tried to tell me, he tried to be the top dog and tell me because he thought I was going to be passive since I'm Asian appearing. He don't look in my direction anymore. Did I cuss him out? No. But I definitely spoke up. He don't look in my direction. He literally sits with his back to me. Sometimes he'll sit at an angle where I can't see his face, but his ear is facing me because he's trying to ear hustle. Know your place, old guy. Know your place. It's nowhere near me, I tell you that. I will use every single piece of fucking equipment I want to use because just like you, I pay for my membership. And if you want to use this equipment before I get to it, come here earlier. I know I didn't get up at the ass crack of fucking dawn to sit and wait to use equipment that's free when I go to use it. I don't fucking think so. So you go sit and face the wall when I'm at the gym, and I promise you, I'll be there before you get there, and I'll still be there after you're done. And every single time I'm there, I'm not going to say a word, but you're going to feel uncomfortable because of your own stupidity. I'm no longer apologizing. That's me owning my power. My husband and I, we crack up about it. I'd be like texting him, my bestie's here. He put himself in timeout again. My bestie's here. Whatever. And in everything that he lifts, I make sure when I was asserting my dominance, as my husband calls it, I made sure, because he was watching me the whole time for weeks on end through the mirror, I made sure to lift that same type of exercise, but heavier with no grunting. Yeah. I also made sure I wasn't going to do deadlifts that day because my back was tight and I shouldn't have done deadlifts. But I put on my lifting belt. It's a big ass leather belt. I put that on. I put it on tight and I fucking loaded the weights onto that Smith machine. And I made sure he saw I can deadlift more than you fucking weigh. Watch yourself with me in this gym. But I won't say anything to you. I did. So after that, he's just like, this bitch crazy. Yes, the fuck I am, sir. Not all Asians are docile. Right. Genevieve says heavier with better form. Absolutely. Absolutely. And my husband's like, I know you're deadlifting to fuck with his head. I said, absolutely, baby. Absolutely. Absolutely, I was. Because I was done. And that was the tail end of my workout. What's that mean? What's the significance of that? That means my fuel was already depleted and I could still outlift you. If you want it to be a competition, baby, I'm really not one you want to make into a competitive person because the degree of competition that lives inside me. I'm the type to play Jenga with the children. And when it's my turn, all of them are like, oh my God, why did you do that, Mom? Because this is a game. We need one winner. I'm trying my best to be, like empowering and supportive. So I don't play Uno with them. I don't play Uno because there's been times where I've agreed to and I fought the primal urge to throw cards at people's faces. And I'm just like, These are your children. These are your children. These are your children. These are your kids. These are your kids. Don't do that to kids. Don't do that to kids. So, I got some self control. I got some self control. I'm not going to be apologetic though. And I don't think you guys should be. Right? I don't think you should be apologetic for understanding the gravity of you, your boundaries, your needs. Like, no, no more of that. You've done that for far too long, and people have gotten far too comfortable. Far too comfortable. So, what I do, and this is, man, I intentionally reposition the entire tower from the base, the lowest level that I possibly can, so that it creates further instability while I track the red strings to see which of the pieces will give way if moved. It's horrible, but it's the point of the game, isn't it? Luckily, my kids are amazing. My kids are amazing. Yes. Okay. So you need to go much deeper. You need to go much deeper into yourself, and you need to do this with less moderation. You need to deep dive. You need to explore your depths. You need to explore your power. Your exploring of your power has nothing to do with using your power in a malignant way towards someone else. It has nothing to do with anyone except you and yourself. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with anyone except you, yourself. So, what I'm telling you is an internal process. It has nothing to do with anything external from you. Yes, I gave the example of the guy at the gym. He needed to learn, though. He needed to learn. There have been quite a few different people who I just kind of have developed a disdain for at the gym. I don't say anything to them. I don't look in their direction. I don't interact with them. Nothing. As a matter of fact, for some of them, I pick up my stuff and I leave that part of the gym. I'm good. I'm good. Like, no, I'm good off that. I don't want to be around you. You're not going to force me to interact with you. We're not going to accidentally brush arms because you're working out so close to me. Like, no, absolutely not. What was their sin against me? Trying to force upon me interaction that I was not open to. And ladies, please hear me when I say this. Far too many ladies are conditioned to believe and to conduct themselves in such a way where it is the rudest thing ever if you don't allow people to feel comfortable in their invasion of your personal space. I've begun just telling people, not friendly. When they try and talk, not friendly. I'm not friendly. Like, why do I have to be friendly? I'm not in that space to make friends. I'm not at the gym to interact and socialize and have besties that I go out to lunch with. And I already have besties in my life. I don't need any more. I'm perfectly happy with my social circle, with my chosen family. I'm very happy with them. I am not lacking anything. I'm not lacking attention from my husband. This man be hounding me all day. He does hound me all mother effing day. That's okay. And the times where he's not hounding me, I'm hounding him. So yeah, no, I'm not interested. And I'm not going to play like I am to, I don't know, save your feelings. I was going to say to solve your issues. It doesn't solve their issue. It just further roots their ego-based insecurities. I think once you begin teaching people how to act with you, a lot of the issues that you have kind of go away, right? It kind of gets resolved because why? Because they know the boundary lines, and if they cross it, there's a very clear consequence, their removal from your space. And if they really value you that much, they're not going to want to be removed. So They're going to operate within the parameters that you have set, and you can be respectful of each other. Okay? When I had my dog, used to say he's not a fan of strangers. In truth, neither am I. I just see you say that so eloquently. I'm just like at a point where it's like not friendly. 2 words, not friendly. You are on TikTok and you're asking to join my live stream, like to get on the screen with me. Not friendly. I'm not friendly. Not like that. No. I don't need social media friends. I already know how that goes. I do. Y'all need to be careful with social media stuff. All of my friends and my chosen family, I did meet through social media. I did. And they ended up becoming my social media friends and family after very careful consideration and observation from me. So, word to the wise, just because you share a past life with someone doesn't mean it was a good past life. I'll tell you about this one person. This one person found out that we shared a past life, right? And they took it as like they're in the trusted circle. That was their words, trusted circle. How do you figure that when during your public past life reading, it was about how you kidnapped my newborn and were planning to bloodlet them? And that me and my partner, their father, the newborn's father, we caught up with you and we like, you're in the circle of trust because you share a past life. Oh, I get it. Because we're twin flames. Gotcha. For those who are starting freshly on their spiritual journey, I will give you another piece of valuable information. First off, I'm not spiritual. I'm not part of any spiritual community or any spiritual group. I'm done with that whole thing. So, what I learned in the time that I was dragged into that spirituality and spiritual space, people who are trying to convince you that you are twins, right? Where you're not coming to your own conclusion and then speaking with each other about it. They're telling you and they're hoping that you agree. And if you don't agree, they're trying to force that agreement and show you, right? That type of person. And then also the type of person who keeps telling you that you have work, that you're going to do work together. It's one thing to like get that sense, share it one time, and then move forward. It's another thing that they keep reiterating, like the work we do, we're doing this work together. Those 2 types of people are the most fucking heinous in their toxicity. Yeah. The moment someone does one of those 2 things, the moment someone says one of those 2 things, immediately I'm like, nope, no. Absolutely not. There have been less than one handful, where they've said something like that. Not the twin thing. Well, yeah, no, I've heard that too. And then I feel deeply within them. It doesn't come from a malignant place. It's not them trying to convince me. It's them feeling comfortable enough to share something that they're feeling and they don't quite have the verbiage, the vernacular to explain it. So they're using words that they know, right? And then we talk about it and I share with them like, that doesn't really resonate with me. I do feel a draw to your energy, but that doesn't resonate with me. And then we explore it together and it's like, oh, okay, so we just know each other. That's pretty fucking cool. And then it just moves on and there's nothing that needs to be done. They don't need to be cut off. They don't, none of that. It's healthy. It's just communication. It's learning the different nuances in the ways that our souls are connected and have a history. But when I come across people who like, I feel zero resonance to you and you're trying to force me You're like just waiting for the opportunity to convince me that I just didn't know that we were connected in that way. Like, fuck out of here. You are a whole ass liability waiting to fucking happen. That's what my life has shown me. Every single time you give those people enough time and they will inject into your life, into your circles, so much fucking unnecessary drama that you could have nipped right in the bud before it could even bloom. And I'm also very, very wary of people who keep tabs on who I appear to interact with the most during live streams in the comments, and then they will befriend that person. You don't get into my circle that way. As a matter of fact, my circle, they rarely comment, if at all. And typically when they comment, I don't even acknowledge it. Good luck figuring out who's important to me. Good luck with that. Mm-hmm. You notice I don't even post my husband, right? This fine ass man I'm married to. I don't post pictures of him. I don't post his face. I don't post details. Once in a while, you guys will hear little blips of things, just little blips. I don't post my children. I don't share their ages. I don't share how many I have. I don't share their names. I don't share anything that's important to me. Why? Because I know the type of people that watch and never comment. I've learned how important it is to keep your power, to hold it with authority, not cling to it and you're afraid and now you're going to lash out at everybody. No. When I make a move, it's intentional and it's necessary to correct. I never do that like retaliation bullshit. That's a waste of your energy and it accrues karmic load. There's no need for that. There's no need to retaliate. There's no need to punish. The greatest punishment that I could ever dole out is to allow you to be graced with a type of love I so easily and readily give others, and then to push you away because, baby, you're not worth it. And not everyone's going to be worth it. Not everyone is someone that needs to be given the honor of being in proximity to you. They can form their little groups. There's no shortage of little groups of people who didn't know how to fucking act with respect and sovereignty towards me. And they form their little groups when they get booted out. Because why? Because even disrespectful people who are completely dismissive of other people's needs, they want to belong somewhere. It's not going to be here. Go belong with where you are. That's fine. Have your friends. You can all make a little group, talk shit about me all you want. I don't give a fuck. You mean nothing to me. Do I want hardship to fall upon you? No. You're just another one of the billions of people that exist on this earth. People I've never met, people I don't know who exist. You're just one of them again. You've been pushed out of my awareness. It doesn't mean anything to me. Your success, your failure, it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't crave for either one. You're just another person who exists. But I will never be pushed out of your mind. Why? Well, because I'm the one that had the boundaries you cross and you finally learned what it means to fuck around and find out. And you're aware you will never get back in. That's what being in your power is. When you make a decision, it's only after you've considered everything and then sticking to what you decide because you've already considered everything. I will not allow someone to remain in my space, right? I will not allow someone to remain in my space after they've already been disruptive and disrespectful. Thank you for the love, Mushfika. You're on the borderline, though. I hope you realize that. You're on the borderline. Don't know if you're going through something. As a matter of fact, I kind of suspect that you're breached because you've been around a very long time. It's only within the past year or so that your comments are really been grating on me. Really, really grating on me. I appreciate the love. And I hope you understand the type of patience that I've had towards you. Because a year is a long time to wait. I'm about those boundaries. I'm about clear communication. So when you cross the line again, you already knew and you didn't give a fuck. And then I don't feel bad about cutting you out. That's how I roll at this point. That's how I roll. Because anyone can say they love you. But what's your definition of love? If your definition of love means you can do whatever you want, and because you love me, I need to take it, then I don't love in that way. I don't love. Not if that's the definition. Because for me, the definition of love is I will not do what makes you uncomfortable. I will not disrupt the flow of your life. I will respect you and encourage you to exist with dignity, intact always. And if that dignity can only remain intact when I'm absent, then by all means, I will bow out gracefully. You will not even have to ask. That's what that means. Balance in reverse. There's something that's unbalanced. And whatever's unbalanced, it's because it's being influenced. Either you're being influenced or someone else is being influenced. What we have to remember, when there's a parasitic aspect to something, a parasite cannot create new characteristics. It cannot change who the person is to their core. It simply will bring to the surface the portions of their character that they know is socially unacceptable and have been too ashamed to allow people to see. So, and this is an important thing. Part of the reason why I haven't banned you, Mushfika, is because you've just been disruptive, but you haven't been intentionally malignant. When someone is intentionally malignant, that requires immediate correction. Immediate correction. When it's a thing of someone moving or speaking in a way that causes you to question your safety, emotional safety, physical safety, any type of safety, spiritual safety, that needs to be corrected immediately. Oh, Sean, if you made a book one day, I wouldn't hesitate to buy it. I'm actually in the process of writing a book. I've been in that process for quite a few months. So you won't have to wait too much longer, probably before the end of this year. And it's getting real. That book is getting really real. Really, really real. All right. I gotta go. I can't read these because I have to get to my class. So guys, I hope that everything that I shared with you guys today, all my thoughts, and these are just my thoughts and my opinions. I speak with no authority over anyone else. I hope that in hearing my personal thoughts, my opinions, my view on life and my journey, I hope that it empowers you in some way through your own. I hope that in seeing me, witnessing me address things openly with no shame, no attempt to embarrass or harm others, but just speaking my truth, holding my ground, speaking openly, transparently, encourages you to do the same with your life. We need to get rid of this political correctness. We do. We have to start speaking truth. I hope you understand where I'm coming from, Mushfika. I don't believe you to be a malignant person. I think you're going through something and it's affecting your thought process. I don't believe you to be malignant, but I had to say it because to not say it would be to not love you in the way you deserve. I can't just cut you out. You've been around for a very long time and you've never behaved in this way. So I need to be transparent with you before I take any corrective measures. Thank you for receiving my words and adjusting your behavior accordingly. I deeply appreciate that. I do. You guys have to acknowledge when someone hears you, truly hears you. It's important that we acknowledge each other in our efforts to grow, to change, to heal. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you again very soon. I got to get to class. Bye, everyone.